Welcome back, everybody, to the ESL Pro League Relegation, day number 2, and it is actually the final day. As it were, EnVy just got taken down 16-4 on Overpass by AGO, and they need to fight back now. They need to win 2 series if they are going to qualify for the Pro League right here, right now. Otherwise, they have to battle through the lower brackets. Still with me on the desk, Topical and Strong Legs. Gentlemen, Train is map number 2. It is EnVy's pick. Are we feeling confident that EnVy can bring this back and actually make it a series, or was their map 1 display maybe not something to be impressed about?
It wasn't impressive at all, but I am just a little worried. Since it is their map pick, AGO is going to be starting off on the CT side. So you're going to get into the mental game of EnVy possibly starting this off with the same scoreline in the first half. They have to then overcome that hurdle into the second half where they can then perform on their CT side. So if EnVy end up with even an average half, if it's 4-11 or 5-10, they could still be in that mental aspect of we have to play catch-up. We've been playing catch-up for the past hour.
You'd imagine, those Strong Legs, that this is a well-practiced map for EnVy, surely. If they're going to pick Train and it's one of theirs. You even said that their map selection, their map pool isn't that great. We've seen that over the course of the Pro League. Are you confident in Train, though? Do you think that they can show up here?
I think that EnVy will show up here, to be honest. Yeah, and I think they've had a recent performance against AGO specifically where they recently beat them on Train. So I think this map definitely favors EnVy as long as they can overcome the hurdle of the mental block from the previous game. As long as they get over that, I think they could take the second map.
And do you think we'll just be seeing like your standard defaults on Train? I mean, we're at this point now in Counter-Strike, let's be honest, where we're not seeing that much innovative kind of plays. Like, we're not seeing any exciting new blood come into Counter-Strike, but we are seeing kind of differences in strategy. We're seeing aggression coming out where maybe you wouldn't expect aggression in that. Are we going to see anything different today, do you feel, or is it just going to be the defaults?
I think you are going to see touches of aggression on AGO's side. Expect if they manage to get a single or the double off and then put an op into the upper box halls for the early aggression, that's going to need to be countered classically by the Molotov that comes into that corner and a later peek, because oppers will sit and burn in that Molotov for an extra 2 seconds just for the opportunity to take 1 kill. So that needs those simple mechanics, just the usual grind from EnVyUs needs to be perfect, because AGO is going to exploit.
So we need to see the grind from EnVy. That's apparently what we need to see. Guys, over on the casting booth, I think it's about time you should talk about Counter-Strike again. I'm sorry you have to do it, but take it away.
I mean, I'd love to see a grind, maybe with a little bit of bump from the analyst desk. A little bump and grind. Just a little bit.
Okay.
Maybe with Dan and Topical. Sounds like a good combo.
I'd like to see EnVy take this second map. How about that?
I would like to see EnVy take the second map, but the reality of that happening seems to be getting slimmer and slimmer.
Yeah. I mean, the analyst desk just pointed out that EnVy did beat AGO on Train prior, but that was really, I mean, almost a month ago now. At the end of the day, teams make adjustments. Teams figure out what didn't work, and they come back stronger. Well, that's the idea behind it, right? Is to figure out what didn't work, come back stronger. If I'm AGO right now and I took that 16-9 loss in April against EnVy, well, I'm going to figure out what went wrong and how we can bring it back, because this is traditionally one of AGO's better maps.
Keep in mind, too, online results versus LAN. AGO's LAN rate is really high for their win rate. But into the B site they go, and Snatchy says, "See you later, Scream. You will have no impact in the pistol round here." Thus far, EnVy has been 2 for 2 for pistol, but it did them no favors on Overpass, and they're not going to start out too strong here. They do get the bomb plant, which is stereotypical of a B push on Train, and RPK has a chance, but a slim one.
Yeah. I mean, pretty straightforward round there for AGO. Snatchy hits that great entry kill towards the lower. It was a good idea behind the strat. Happy throwing the smoke. That looks like it's going outside, so anybody outside can see it coming over, but it actually ends up in towards the inner while they're rushing down lower. Unfortunately, I mean, you saw the 2 players for AGO set up perfectly, waiting for it. Groovy picks up a 3K in that, and yeah, AGO picked that round up fairly easily. No smokes really after in the post-plant situation, or Molotovs. They need to get aggressive. They need to get in their faces. And unfortunately for EnVy, not doing that means the USPs and the P2Ks clean up fairly easily. We do see a deagle buy here, which is very interesting because EnVy got the bomb down.
That arrow in CT spawn's a little distracting. It points in 2 directions. Which way do you want me to go?
What arrow is it?
There's an arrow on the floor. It points in 2 directions. Towards like back lane and Z, essentially. When you
notice all the small details, Mark.
Yeah, I do. There's a barbecue grill on top of ladder roof. How does one get there? There's a barbecue grill and 2 plastic chairs. There's no way to get to them. Who is grilling on this thing? Who decides to have a barbecue at a train yard?
Hey, man.
Some interesting individuals. Furlan going to see them as they fly out from upper. Took him a bit of time, and Keo gets across. It's a second bomb plant. That is huge and a potentially winnable round. Envy decided to force not saving up.
Yeah.
Which is a little bit interesting. Typically, you'd see the AKs come out in the third, but it is train, and utility is an important factor, so I can understand wanting to stack their chips towards that. Furlan dives down the ladder. It's going to fall onto Happy with a CZ, and he's exhausting half that clip just trying to take down Groovy upper. AGO recovers. The buy round should be coming in from Envy here.
Yeah, regardless, we should see it. I mean, they got the bomb down. RPK Keo with that bomb down and the Mercy money.
It's actually not. It's not as good as you'd think. I realized it after I had said it that only 2 players would really be in buy territory.
I think they would have bought up if they got a lot more kills
They're
there in that round.
They're going to force again. Pistol armor on 3, maybe.
Yeah, why not? At this point, you got the bomb down again. You have a little bit of spacing because of that to pick up some pistols, maybe a little bit of armor. But yeah, I mean, if AGO lost more than essentially 1 person there, if they lost maybe down to the last 2 people, we could have seen Envy force up fully, just because at that point they understand that, you know, they can buy up the AKs, they can keep it, you know, fairly close if they did pick up that round. Good nade by Hodge, good nade onto Hodge, you know, and he's going to be dropped to 68 at the start of this round. AGO right now. Playing 2 inner, 3 outside, just going to keep those distance.
Haji currently losing hot potato as it's tossed in his direction.
Oof.
Just as time expires, the nade blows up. PHR trying to do what he can, but it's actually Toao with the FAMAS who picks up 3 kills, goes for a 4th, should have had it. RPK super low, and that's going to be their round to take. Another costly round, though, as it comes down to just 2 players and only an MP9 in Snatchy's hands. Now, here's the strong buy coming in from Envy. Still comes in the 4th round despite all the bomb plants and activity we've seen early on.
I mean, I would have liked to seen Envy really. I mean, they got 2 plants down. They had the opportunity to get an op going into this first round, but we don't see an op on the field.
Here's the other side of that, too. If they didn't force in the last round, not the last round we just watched, but the round prior, round 2, they still would have gotten the bomb down with the setup that they did.
Yeah.
They dived into B. They still could have gotten the bomb planted. They would have had more than enough money, but they spent extra on the armor thinking they could take it, and it didn't happen, so.
Double op setup right now for AGO, snatching Tao here towards that outside bomb site. Happy's lurked his way out towards this Olaf area. Sandwich, he's just waiting on the smoke to fade to grab an easy kill. He might actually find one here.
Oh no, the timing as the smoke fades, he gets spotted. It's an unfortunate circumstance for Happy. It does look like the push is going to be coming in towards B. Furlan with the flash to try and delay. He really just needs to survive and buy time. I like the flashbang, but it left him a little too exposed. Took too long to line up. RPK, the tank, charging out upper. It'll come down to just Kiyoshima and Scream. The nade is right where it needs to be. And Scream, as he makes it to upper, just gets shot in the ankles. It's an ace from Groovy. Casual ace.
Casual ace. Didn't even look like it was coming into that round. Jeez. I mean, Groovy, he's been playing phenomenal this entire tournament, incoming with the ace now, and AGO starting off this CT side just like they started off on Overpass. I mean, they are confident. They are playing strong right now, and they're dominating.
So, you know, the analyst does kind of mention Snatchy when they talked about players to watch, and his op will definitely be important here on Train, but Groovy has been
and PHR
incredibly influential.
Groovy and PHR for me on Train are probably 2 of my PTW players. I love the way PHR actually plays ladder. I think one of these rounds, finally, he'll be getting aggressive into it, and you're actually going to see what I'm talking about. He's a phenomenal ladder player, and I love watching him in that aspect. Groovy, just a straight fragger, and we saw it there with an amazing ace.
RPK, the tank, the only one really performing even decent early on for Envy. He needs some DPS to back up that tank status. Flashbang coming in from Toal.
Ooh, nice flash.
The Molly keeps him back as well. Well played. He heard that CZ shot too, so he knows someone's here.
I mean, it's going to keep them honest as well now.
The run boost. Never even sees it. Nothing he can do about that. He continues to hold.
Oh, PHR's made his way into ladder here, and this is where it gets fun.
He falls out.
There you go.
Oh, the
That's
flash.
1, 2.
Oh,
I mean,
the flash. Was that PHR's flash?
No,
I thought that was
Team
Envy's flash.
Flash.
Yeah. That is an unfortunate turn. I feel like unfortunate is a word I could use to describe many rounds for Envy that played out in that first map.
Yeah.
And it's not good to see it starting the same way here on Train. It's come down to a 4-on-2. This is looking like AGO is going to do exactly what they did in the first map.
Ooh, look at PHR now continuing through that ladder. He's heading on up towards that Whitehall's area, and he's heading... Ooh, he's cut off the terrorist rotate completely here. They're forced to go towards that outside. Tao now missing that shot. Gives Haji a little bit of a chance. He does smoke him off to allow himself to take the engagement with Snatchy, but that's another op, and Snatchy's going to find the kill.
That's one of those, seriously? 2 ops
Holding
kind of
me?
moments.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
both sides, there's an op. Snatchy will get the last one, and that's the op coming alive. And the pause is already come out here from Envy as they have to figure out how they can rebound from this early start.
Sometimes attack pause is even used just to stop. I mean, not necessarily. Obviously, you're going to talk a little bit about strategy, but there are those situations where you just keep doing strats round after round, and like you're losing, and sometimes it's just good to stop the match so you don't get too far behind right away, and just allow your players now to refocus and try and get their heads back in the game. Because right now, Envy, I mean,
you see it in traditional sports like basketball, especially. Team goes on a decent run and you call a timeout just to try and slow things down. Like, hey, let's relax.
Exactly.
Let's take a moment to breathe. This game is not over yet. It's only a few rounds. We can get back into this one. Obviously, early on, we showed we had good presence towards B. It's just our post plants that suffered.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't be surprised to see Envy go back towards that B bomb site, considering that's where they've had most of their success.
Does look like at this point, AGO will be opting for that solo winner. We see Furlan. Oh, actually, no, the rotation does come in from Snatchy here, and this is perfect as we see all five Envy players moving towards that inner bomb site.
Furlan really just jiggling for information. After not seeing it for a bit, he's going to fall back. He'll get the smoke on lower, and now Snatchy can just hold Hupper. So really all Furlan has to do is make sure they don't flashbang through that smoke. They are getting set to throw things out over, so it is going to be a B take coming in, and Snatchy's in a great position. 1. Does he get a second? Yes, he does. Ooh. But ooh, what a shot from RPK with the deagle from range.
Furlan now got his work cut out for him as PHR rotating in, taking down Happy. Furlan now pushing up towards that pop dog lane. He's not going to find anything as Scream able to take him down, but it is a 2v3 here, and Scream on very low HP as he goes down to Tao's nade, and now PHR finishing up on RPK, and that's a 6-0 lead here, Mark, for AGO.
And the double op survival again. This is consistently
that's massive as well, yeah.
That has happened since they put the double op in play. They've had no issues keeping the double op in play, consistently surviving with 3 and 1 rifle making it out. They just can keep tossing that gun away. It is another strong bomb plant from Envy, which is obviously important on train, just keeping your money up as much as possible so that you have that full utility. I would love to see Envy work B on a buy round, because it feels like they've mostly gone there on ecos, and they've been able to get the bomb down with a decent setup for a post plant, like maybe a 2-on-3, or like what could you do with rifles? Well,
essentially the only rifle round they had was PHR's amazing ladder hold, right? Since then they've been forcing off a couple AKs here and there, but the buys really haven't been too strong. This is the first real opportunity now for Envy, as they are working towards that brown halls, like you said, to try and make a little bit of presence. I mean, PHR and that ladder absolutely shut down that prior round, but look at RPK now. He's made his way all the way out upper. He's not finding anything, and he's in no man's land as Furlan finds an easy kill. I mean, even Snatchy there with the AWP was going to take him down, but Keo towards the outside dropping Groovy, and that's going to open up the outer bomb site.
Well, they heard RPK moving in as he took a little bit of molly damage. Nice shot from Toao. Clips Haji through the box. He'll be falling back just a bit. And PHR's got a great play, but never mind.
That's
Toao
huge.
actually clips him. That saves PHR. That makes the round so much easier. It puts all of the pressure on Happy, who as of yet has not had a strong start. Flashbang out over the train. A molly to follow. Is it on the bomb? Or is it slightly off? It looks like it's off as Furlan's sticking it. The bomb's been defused, and Happy will die just after the round ends. 7-0. I mean, the chances of Envy winning at this point,
It's starting to get pretty slim. Yeah, it's starting to look very dim for Envy here. I mean, the money's fine now at this point. It's 7-0. They're getting the Mercy money. They're getting the bomb plants. So their economy is going to be fine. However, just not being able to convert on these rounds, I mean, it is brutal right now. Happy, he will have the op in hand, and I'd like to see him get aggressive for those kills very early on here. They need to get the man advantage going, those easy man advantages as well. Unfortunately, Happy, he's just going to be watching for the Ivy push here.
At this point, the odds of Envy winning have a tapeworm, slowly eating it away, getting slimmer and slimmer and slimmer, disappearing to a state of nothingness.
PHR once again in this ladder room. Ooh, I think Tao actually spotted Haji there. Good little nade.
Oh, that's brutal.
Yeah.
35 damage to Haji, just 5 to Happy, but
40 damage in total.
Good vision.
But look at this now. The bomb, they've created a little bit of Ivy presence. The bomb now moving back towards that middle area. But PHR still within that ladder. I mean, this is going to be huge.
PHR holding, waiting for the push to come through from both T-Con and ladder.
Oh, they're going towards Enter now.
It looks like that's going to be the case. Grouping up in the showers, rinsing off the stink of the previous rounds as they set themselves up for a B play. They're slowly moving in.
Oh, a little crouch under the spam there.
How low can you go, Scream?
Now Groovy rotating in. Ooh, no, Groovy actually doesn't. We do see Furlan now playing by himself. Great Molotov down. That's going to keep the terrorists from pushing really hard into the site. That's going to allow rotations to come in, but Scream, great shot onto Furlan.
The top of the lower train, he's able to exploit the ladder and get above the molly. Happy holding on the flank. Fake flash didn't work, but it's okay. It was a good effort. 10 out of 10. Give him the round. Let him have it. Toa will keep the AWP. You can see just how weird the money is, though, with the way that bodies have kind of been bounced in and out of rounds. Toa and Groovy are not in a buy territory, so Toa really wants to save this gun if possible. EnVy knows this. They are aware of how important this op could be.
Nice shot.
They're going to try and take it away, but Toa has other ideas.
Still playing the survival mode right now. Is Happy now coming into that T-connector. He's going to find himself one more. Actually spots Keo, and if he takes him down here, this is massive.
Oh my
God.
That's such an expensive round for EnVy.
Losing 3 guns there in the post-plan situation. I mean, no drops are going to come down, and they actually take a pause.
They can buy an op. Keo has just enough to buy an op and armor, or buy the op and drop it to Happy.
It's not so much about that right now, Mark. It's more so in my head. We're near. Look how far into the half.
I know, it's about survival.
Right. It's about keeping that money going as we near the end of this half. They need to be able to buy if they lose this round again, and that was a good opportunity to keep 3 people alive, boost some money in their pockets. But unfortunately, chasing the kills now drops them down to a very unfortunate spot in their economy, where if they lose this, essentially we have that pistol round reset.
Right now, EnVy is like a teenager that just got its first job, spending every penny it has, not saving for the future. Get a 401k, my friend.
We don't have 401ks in Canada. We have RRSPs.
That's because you just have, like...
We have RRSPs.
What's that stand for?
And pension plans. I don't know, but I just pay into it because they told me that that's going to help when I'm old.
What is it?
RRSPs.
RRSPs. So, Royal Retirement Savings Plan. I don't know why it's royal. I guess because it's Canada.
Yeah, it's Canada, right?
Yeah, you probably have a king. I don't know. Something like that.
Yeah, Drake.
The U.S. is the only one with a president. There's just kings everywhere else in the world.
That's the first time we've really seen that ladder hold not work for him because of RPK's phenomenal shooting. He's going to find 2, and even a lot of damage onto Tao here.
Oh, Toa is feeling it. He's going to try and use the smoke. That smoke just barely meets in the middle, so there's no vision. He was hoping he could get between them and kind of pierce through the smokes, but it's not going to be the case. Haji also can't move up, but the smoke fades, and he's gone full Stewie straight through the smoke. Easy kill onto Toa, and that is likely the round, unless Snatchy has something to say about it. Is he prepared for this second guy, Ivy? Probably not, and done. Round's over. Furlan's the only hope, and he's currently fighting with Happy over on B.
A lot of bullets into that side of the train. They're not doing much damage at all to Happy. He's going to be taken down by Haji now. And that's EnVy's second round on the board. So they do convert 2 rounds in a row. That chase in the prior round, not really having too much effect. But look at the money on AGO at this point. I mean, what are they doing at this point? Mark, I'm going to say a couple pistol armors, but we're going to see a save, a full save here.
Yeah, it's time for a bounce back from EnVy.
Yeah, definitely.
You know, the key, obviously, to a T side on this map is making sure that double op can't stay in play, which is something that EnVy wasn't doing early on. Now they've taken that possibility away, and it's going to be a save for a while from AGO before that comes back. So AGO, what do? They stack up, and they go for a straight push as they charge in right through the box halls up into upper B towards the showers and top ladder. Or I guess we have to call it Pop Dog because we're in Europe now. PHR and Toa, the only 2 that remain. They've got an AK and armor on Toa, and PHR is kind of content to keep his P250. There will be enough to buy if Toa saves, because they'll get 1,900 for this round. That'll put Groovy on 4,850, 4,100 for Furlan, but Snatchy, who's kind of the low man on the totem pole, he could get a drop from Toa. So there is a buy potentially coming. Actually, they'll get 3 rounds of lost money, so they'll get 2,400, so they'll be even better off.
Yeah, we should see a standard buy from AGO coming in, no problem. And confident. Maybe Snatchy, well, Snatchy's going to get the drop like you were saying, but...
If Toa saves, they can actually double op.
Okay, yeah, I see it because of the because of the Mercy money coming into PHR and Toa.
Yeah, they could double up again, which would be really tough because that was the problem for Envy, and I would not be surprised to see them do that, even if it meant that the way the money stacks up, one guy's on like an MB9, because they know how powerful that double up is on train.
But it is, and Topical says this a lot, it's an expensive taste, that double op setup. I mean, it burns through your money, it really hurts your economy. The fact that they had good economy was really due to the fact that they were surviving with those ops every time. They didn't have to buy a new one, they didn't have to invest in another one. They do go for the single op setup, not a double op setup, but still. It's going to cost them quite a bit of money here as we are nearing the end of this first half here. AGO, their CT campaign, successful so far.
So far, so good. But things could turn in an instant because Envy has started to pick up some steam finally. Took a while to get that French machine rolling. But it was pulled by the tank himself, RPK, with a strong performance to get things going for Envy on train. Right now, he's the locomotive. The rest of the team is the caboose, but they're finally catching up.
AGO has instilled so much fear towards this op Ivy. Look at Envy's patience right now. They're not going for the boost. They're not even really pressuring it too hard early on. Now they do cross over, but you can tell they're not looking to take that duel with the op. They're trying to get the nades out first, and here comes the Molotov onto Tao. Envy doing a good job on this default here, just creating presence across the map.
There's the flash. Oh, what?
That's huge. I mean, that was on him, right?
That looked like it just went right through. It was a matter of movement. I think that was Toa. Toa just went full Matrix mode. Dodging bullets.
Out comes the Ivy hit now as re-smoke, and Happy actually finds that kill through the smoke here. PHR, great ladder hold once again, going to take down RPK, but outside, open for business.
Yeah, but look at the push already, the setup. With Furlan coming in through Old Bomb, they've got one in T-Con and one in ladder. They're basically surrounding the site. They're strangling the site out right now, choking it out. Happy doesn't get enough time to even scope up. It's all on to Scream. What do you got for us? The one-tap wonder. Scream over towards the train stop, trying to do what he can, tapping away, but the bullets getting lesser and lesser in the magazine, and the time running out as the noose gets tighter and tighter. It's AGO taking a round, and the run from Envy stops at 3.
Yeah, I mean, you were mentioning it there. Essentially, every single position of the AGO members put Envy in a predicament. We had Groovy holding towards that T-Con, so even in the post plant, they had to go back to Groovy. We had Furlan back Ivy, where he found the kill onto Happy, who's trying to get into a post plant position. And then again, I mean, on top of that, they're not going to go towards Z because you have to assume that a CT's in that area. And then ladder, we had PHR waiting. So Envy, I mean, they were really, really hard pressed to win that round. Unfortunately, not able to convert on it. They do get the bomb down, which, you know, lost them a little bit of economy, but AGO, they're back in this here.
Right now, RPK's performance is the equivalent of 3 players on Envy. Keo, Scream, and Haji combined for 11 kills. RPK also at 11 kills.
Ooh, look at this aggression now, but Haji not getting flashed there is able to find an easy kill onto Tao.
Toa would have been dead either way. That molly was going to land right in his lap, so his option was basically to run or to force a fight out. He was on the far side of the molly, so he would have had to run through most of the molly to get back.
On top of taking a little bit of AK damage.
So his goal, realistically speaking, he probably would have peaked anyway once the molly came down.
PHR now. He's not in ladder this round. Instead, he's going to be aiming towards that T connector. A little bit of a different smoke there from Envy towards Ivy. That cuts off the entire Ivy presence. No CTs are able to check it out.
What would you say is your gold standard for rounds on your T side? Like if the not necessarily
5 or 6.
Yeah, okay.
5 or 6.
I would agree with that.
I find that RPK, that's a big kill onto Groovy towards the middle, but I just find that Train, as well as Cobble's taken out now, but I'm gonna say Train, Dust 2, Nuke. If I get 5 or 6 rounds on CT, I'm pretty happy with those maps.
You mean T?
T, sorry.
So, I mean, right now, in the current meta, Train and Nuke kind of trade blows for which map is most CT-sided, depending on the day. Snatchy with the op. He's on the backside of the yellow train. He's hanging back. That would be lane 2, for those that still use those. He moves in closer. He's playing a gambling play. Catches Keo through the smoke. I thought he was done for. RPK from Summit gonna go down, but it's okay. Envy able to take the round. But again, it was Daddy RPK and Haji who have to help get into the site. It's good to see somebody else picking up some slack as Haji finds 3 kills.
RPK is the only person who made it into double digits thus far. I mean, that's, as we near the end of this first half, we got to see some life come out of the other EnVy players. They really got to show up, back up their player here because, I mean, EnVy's a phenomenal team, right? Look at the names on this team, right? Haji being the most recent, we don't really know too much about him, but the other 4, I mean, they've been the best of the best for quite some time, and, you know, anything's possible with these guys.
Kiyoshima, good kill coming out again. The money broken here for AGO, which is really the silver lining of the half thus far. Is EnVy's been able to keep the money tight. It's not like they've allowed AGO to just steamroll them in every single round. They've kept it close enough that one win instantly puts them on a save. But AGO says, you know what, we're not going to save for the last round. That's for chumps. And we're not chumps. We know we can't give them an 8-7. So let's try and do what we can, because if we lose this round, then it might be an 8-7. But if we save, then there's also a chance. So it's better to just roll the dice and see what occurs.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, AGO right now, if they can finish this half 10-5, which I'd like to say the momentum's, it might be swinging towards EnVy as we near this late half, but AGO's still in fairly good control of this CT side. So, I mean, if they're able to finish this 10-5 here, going on to their T side, pick up that pistol round, convert on those following 2, AGO put themselves in a good position to win this match 16-5, possibly. That's the thing about the 10-5 scoreline that you hit on CT side. Ooh, Snatchy now. He's actually going to pick up a 3K here, a 4K for Snatchy. Maybe even the ace is happy peeking. Snatchy finds the 5th. And AGO get their 9th round here, Mark.
There's the value of the Force. They get the one gun they needed, the op. That's what we were talking about earlier, that double op. You know, it's just so influential. It's the only thing they need to stop them from coming through.
I mean, especially on a map like Train, right? Every engagement you take is almost a long-distance engagement. It's up to the CTs to close the distance. So by natural, I guess, method, the op just becomes the strongest gun on the field, and there you see it. Snatchy peeks that upper box halls, takes down 5 players very, very easily.
It's kind of like being in high school and having a really buff friend. You know you don't have to worry about getting in a fight, because if anybody messes with you, you got that guy right there. He'll take care of everything, so nobody's going to mess with you. You're good.
Snatchy now, he does find one as Furlan finds another. And we're into a 3-on-5 here right off the bat for EnVy here, Mark.
The scary thing for EnVy is that, even if they can bring this map to a close with victory, Cash is still the final map. And that is a map that AGO is pretty strong on.
The thing about it is Cash, I mean, Scream. You put Scream in an aim battle map like Cash, he's going to go to town on you.
Potentially.
Potentially.
But they also did just get 16-1 by FaZe, so...
Hey.
There's also that. But who hasn't been 16-1 by FaZe? I mean...
Right?
That's kind of like a rite of passage at this point.
Nice
Toal
lurk out.
will die to Haji as he lurks in.
Great.
Scream and Haji both picking up 2 kills. Finally, some support for RPK, who's been really doing a bulk of the work. And that's basically the half going 9-6. EnVy's got this one in the bag.
Yeah, and I really like that explosion from EnVy. Obviously there you could tell how crucial, I mean, every player is on the outside bomb side. It's almost like dominoes. When you see the first player fall in that crucial spot, everybody's trying to adapt to try and pick up what he died at as Haji takes down Snatchy. And that's where you saw the explosion out of ladder from EnVy as well. And they basically cleaned up that round fairly easily after the first kill.
I think if you're AGO, you're pleased with your half, but you're disappointed that it didn't continue.
Yeah,
you know,
for sure.
You're looking at this like, man, we have
Well,
this. This should have been like 11-4.
It was 7-0 at one point, right?
Yeah, this is feeling very reminiscent of, you know, the MDL game between Swole Patrol and E United, where like teams got off to great runs starting out and then just kind of like let the map slip away as the half progressed, and then that kind of turned into the second half the same way, where it's just like a massive run. Like the E United map was 14 straight rounds. It was from 10-2 to 16-10.
Yeah,
like,
I mean,
that kind of thing can happen. Will it happen between 2 teams of this caliber? Unlikely. But it does happen. I mean, it does occur.
The infamous one to me is Nip versus Very Games on Nuke way back when. I think the scoreline was 13-2 or 12-3 in favor of Very Games, and Nip came back, tied it up, and won in overtime. So anything is possible. However, you got
I buy power of Very Games. ESCA season 15, I think it was.
Yeah.
Coming from the lower bracket, double best of 3 victory for I buy power. Anything can happen.
Yeah. Yeah. Great start as PHR is going to drop Haji now. The bomb moving towards that outer bomb site. Furlan going for that plant. Keo and Scream not being able to find too much right now. Oof, Scream and Happy both being taken down.
As good as their pistols were on Overpass, it's not looking so solid for Envy here on Train. Yet again, it comes down to one nice tap shot.
Okay.
Ooh, another one.
Get one more, buddy. Let's get on your bike then.
If you can win this round, great. But if you're going to lose it, at least lose it with some style. Keo.
Right. He's still going. He's still going.
How is he not dead yet? Finally taken down. It's a 10th round, double digits for AGO.
That is huge. So this is what I was talking about, right? Picking up that pistol round now. They're going to be able to hopefully convert on this following round, get their 11th. We'll see Envy with that full eco. That'll be their 12th. Now that first gun round coming in, that is going to be crucial. Envy do need to convert on that, or they're going to see themselves onto another save, pushing AGO closer to that match point. Envy, unfortunately, falling on that pistol, have created such an uphill climb for them going down the rest of this half.
Envy's pistol armor rounds on T-side were good enough to garner bomb plants and get site control, but they couldn't hold off from the retake. Are they able to retake or stop the bomb plants themselves in similar scenarios here? 3 players actually opting not to buy armor, as Envy wants to make sure they either have full utility in the 4th or an early buy to catch them off guard. Scream with the Deagle, his weapon of choice. But the bomb site's been lost. The bomb's about to be planted. Scream is still looking for an angle. He can't spot anyone yet. Just needs someone to peek out just a little too wide. Give me just a pixel or two to fire at. But it comes down to him alone on the site. Keo was working his way towards Cloud. And as he leaps up on the spindle, the smoke is actually somewhat beneficial to him. This allows him to play this angle.
Oof.
But he gets spotted through the smoke from Groovy, who is upper. 11 rounds now for AGO. Envy will be on a full save.
Yeah, we might see a couple pistols show up. Maybe Scream buys the Deagle here, because, yep,
he loves the Deagle.
Yeah,
why wouldn't he?
I mean, he's great with it. But, yeah, pretty standard eco round coming in here for Team Envy. And for AGO, good opportunity for them to get that MAC-10 in Furlan's hands to farm up some money.
RPK was 11-11, like about 7 or 8 rounds in. He's now at 13. So the rest of the team is picking up the slack, but there still isn't necessarily that click. It doesn't feel like things are necessarily hitting full force. The nade outside and a follow-up as well drops Haji early. The molly burning just beneath Keo. There's not really much he can do staring it down. Oh. Scream with the 1D onto RPK. His gun is too accurate.
If there's a head on the screen, he's going to shoot it. Yeah, he's going to shoot it. But we are going into the first gun round here, Envy. They will be buying up. No ops on the field, however. Snatchy, he's got one in his inventory, and let's see what he's going to do here. I hope he's going to get aggressive towards that middle, maybe go for a quick mid-peek. If not, I can imagine him just doing the standard, you know, go towards Ivy, wait for any CTs, trying to get info and find an easy kill towards that.
I mean, they have, at this point, a good amount of utility because they were careful.
Very interesting.
There's the fast outer play. Molly comes down. Flashbang through the smoke. Hi.
Great kill.
Thanks for the free gun. I'll upgrade from the Galil. Scream, who's pushed up towards E-Box, trying to play an angle, but Toao has already made it. Oh, that is frustrating.
No.
Spam through, and the last bullet hits. Scream caught off guard as they come through both T-Con and Ladder, but there's the backup from RPK. Envy. Oh, hey. There you go. Get it under control. The site still not really lost as RPK, again, the anchor for the team. Not in a bad way, as in he's weighing them down, as he's holding things down for the team.
Bringing it home.
It's a 2-on-2, Snatchy, Furlan against RPK and Happy.
RPK is going to find himself another kill here. I don't think Snatchy's going to be able to check this. I mean, he's got to watch that Z for the bomb now rotating in. RPK, great trigger discipline, and he's going to wait it out. No, he actually fires off. That's going to allow Furlan now to take that fight, and we have a 1v1.
I actually find the merit behind the play because his teammate was coming in from that vicinity. He sees him go for the nade pull. He's like, it's a free kill at this point. I don't have anything to worry about. This guy can't stop me. It's still a round for Envy, but a very expensive round at that.
Yeah, only keeping one guy alive here, and this is really the test now. AGO, they have a good opportunity to essentially reset Envy's economy, throw them onto an eco, get their 13th, 14th round as Envy will be fully reset. And I mean, at that point, they're only looking for 2 more rounds the rest of this half. We have 10 rounds to play as we go into round 20 here. AGO buying up against a battle back. That was a rough flash.
Yeah, I don't think I've actually seen that happen before.
It got one guy, but it was the guy closest to T-Con.
I didn't even think it was going to get over.
Yeah, it didn't look like it was.
Kiyoshima has gone for the Leaf Blower. The XM1014. Sounds more like a station than a shotgun. As he's positioned on the opposite side of the server stack. Two players pushing in towards T-Con. Groovy does take damage from Kyo as he finally lets that shotgun unload. Waiting for the pop flash for these guys, but they're not going to get one. They're just going to hold back. Thought for sure there would be one coming, but there's no one there to throw it. They do finally peek. The biggest issue is the bomb is down right now. Oh, that's a double bait and switch. Lays him on the hook, and then he reels him in.
That was massive. Now, Inner has been taken. Haji, look at this from him. He's going to make the round play here as he moves up towards that box halls area. He knows the terrorists are behind him fairly easily because of that Ivy presence early in the round. But this is going to be massive.
I don't know if he realizes that they haven't actually already gone in. Well, that's the big issue.
I imagine that he knows that the Ivy guys that made presence earlier in the round to take down Kyo are falling back now. So you can see him periodically checking his back, but it comes down to Furlan now.
Yeah, it's this duel here. It's Furlan versus Scream towards CT spawn. Because if Scream spots him, or if Haji sees Furlan, that can turn the play. But the fact that Haji has made it here, this is going to be the round one. Oh, he checks it. I clear all angles. It's a realization that Furlan is pushed up so far
anything could have happened.
Somebody could be hiding in sight. It's a save from Scream as the round falls apart. It looked so promising for a moment.
I mean, Haji's positioning there, but yeah, you have the time. Clear every corner. Take your time. Take the due diligence to make sure you can get that plant down safely. Groovy does exactly that. Finds himself a second kill of the round. And AGO on their way to 13.
That's the type of round that usually results in a broken hand. Because you're slamming your desk so hard out of frustration that they actually cleared that.
Yeah.
And it actually even surprises me that they cleared that.
I mean, it was great from Haji, right? Coming up that ladder, finding his way in.
It was a really well-played play from Haji.
Yeah, exactly.
No discredit to him. AGO just countered it. Sometimes it's not about mistakes. It's just about getting outplayed. That's ultimately what happened. They actually cleared that spot.
Here we go, another timeout coming for the CT side. Envy, they have one remaining after this, which I imagine they'll take if they lose the following round.
Yeah, probably.
You're going to use your... But this is what I'm talking about. The reset that hit Envy right now. Look at their economy right here, Mark. I mean, 2.2, 1,500, 1,700. AGO, we're going to see the full save out of Envy. They should be able to get their 14th. But even then, to keep AGO off of that 15th round, they're going to have to buy, and it's not going to be a great buy. It's going to be maybe Famouses, some MP9s, UMPs. It's looking rough for Envy.
MP7 needs more love.
Yeah.
At this point, I think the ump is I just can't do it. The MP7, I think it kind of meets in the middle of the MP9 and the ump.
The ump's distance engagement is just far better. You know what I mean? Like
it used to be. And the problem is players shoot it like it still is the gun from before.
But would you say the MP7 and MP9's engagement now is better than the umps?
At range, no.
At range. See, that's what I mean, right? No. So it's like if you do get caught in that position, at least you got that ump to kind of get yourself out. But yeah, I completely agree. It's not the ump of old past.
You watch people use it and they try to shoot it like a rifle, and it's not going to work that way. You're not going to tap shot somebody from, a good distance. It's just not going to happen. And if you do hit them, it's not going to be a kill. Snatchy, easy kill onto Haji, as Envy is now down 6, and AGO is inching towards the finish line.
This has been great out of AGO. The Polish side really coming to play today.
Would love to see these guys get a second chance at Pro League, a new lease on life. RPK and Happy. The last two left, and ouch, that nade stings. Lands right in his lap. Another strong round as Groovy picks up 3. His kill count currently 22 and 11. He's 2-1 with his KD, but Snatchy's right behind him at 21 and 12. So strong performances from those two, contributing to 43 kills in 21 rounds.
RPK, really the only person from Envy making any impact here. Haji slowly behind him at 12, but fortunately, it's really been the RPK show for most of Envy now. Going into this round, yeah, look at this. They're playing for the overtime. They opt to not force up. They opt to get their money going. And that's going to allow AGO to hopefully here get their 15th round, secure that overtime point. But at that point, Envy need 8 in a row to win out.
I like the play from Furlan, trying to just keep them back, but Scream's like, hey, you may have heard about me. I have a mouse named after me. Groovy and Snatchy, 2-on-4. A round that should have been easy for them to take.
Happy's going to find himself another.
Oh,
almost.
Not quite the Deagle clip we saw from him on Inferno. The legendary Deagle presence of Happy.
That one Esports clip of the year, didn't it?
I think you're right, yeah.
It did.
That was Semler, too, right? That was before Semler's departure from Counter-Strike.
Oh, yeah, oh, yeah. Old Inferno.
Sad face.
But Groovy right now, as Snatchy takes down Happy, Groovy's just waiting for his teammate to make all the plays. Scream, AK is just trained on that T-connector here, and he might even be able to find himself a very easy kill as Groovy, who opts against it, moving down that Olaf, and now Keo being a little bit sneaky out that Z, finding a kill onto Snatchy, leaves Groovy in a very big predicament. A 1v3 situation.
Well played. Keo picks off
Massive
the last one.
round.
Yeah, that's Scream and Keo doing the bulk of the work. Again, even though RPK is sitting at 18 and 22, he was 11 and 11, like 7 rounds in. And I think he finished the half like 13 and
yeah, he definitely slowed down.
So
he definitely slowed down.
He did slow down. The rest of the team started picking up some slack towards the end. Haji had a 3K in there as well to help, boost the stats a little bit. It's still a matter of endurance. How long can Envy last before AGO even just gets 1 round?
Snatchy now aggressive towards that middle. That nade actually, double nade, not doing as much damage as I expected, but Scream's made his way into that ladder. We do see Furlan and Groovy playing above him. Maybe a couple Molotovs to clear Scream out. Yep, here it comes. Oh, they're actually not even, they know it's coming. They dipped right out.
The double molly.
I think they're going to pop flash back in and take it.
Do they do the SK drop?
They're pop flashing back in to take this.
The question is whether or not they decide to challenge if they do that SK drop. That's the double up drop.
Yeah.
Going for the totem pole stack. Nope.
Oh,
whoa! I never like the double drop like that. It never really seems to work because it's really just keep your crosshair in one spot. If they both fall in line.
Yeah. Yeah. Right now, Towao making his way to Ivy. Maybe he can open up this round. So he does find a kill onto Keo. He smokes off the train side of Ivy, goes towards the backside. And Snatchy towards that middle needs to find himself a kill, and he does onto Haji. That's massive. He knows Scream's in ladder. He's going to smoke him off. And that's going to allow Outside to move a little bit more towards AGO.
Yeah, and they have the op as well, which is huge.
But look at Happy. Jeez.
Now, Happy on the flank with the op is not going to be able to stop the bomb. And based on play thus far, oh no, and I think they heard the scope. Nope, never mind. Thank goodness.
Yeah.
Happy able to find success here because his op has struggled at times. Towao is in such a difficult spot.
I think he's in a great spot.
Well, I mean, yeah, he's in the best spot he can really be in given the scenario.
Yeah. I mean, if you're stuck on bomb train, that's
the best spot.
That's the best
being
spot
stuck on bomb train gives you no movement.
Yeah, I mean, essentially in that situation, he's got to pick up the first guy, use the bomb train a little bit to reset, pick up the second kill. Yeah, you're just essentially looking to frag out with minimal protection. Unfortunately, not able to do that. Envy staying alive, making their way back into this here as we see AGO. A little bit of light armor, but really nothing going on for them this round.
Generally speaking, when you're in a 1vx scenario, you need mobility so you can isolate like a fight. 1v1v1. That's what you have to do. So he couldn't do that. He had to really double up the guys coming in from Z.
I thought he was going to because of the way that Scream peeked out, right? Yeah.
So they did kind of line up, and then at that point, he has to do that without peeking to a guy that has an op coming in from T-Con. He knows that Happy's there, so he has to like try to find the angle that leaves him like not exposed to T-Con. It's just a very difficult play. Here comes the smoke execute out of the 5-6 E-box smoke. It's a known strat just to get the bomb planted on default spot. Last bullet before he goes for the fresh magazine. Haji stubs the bomb. They're going to pick it up again. Furlan escapes inside the smoke. Haji has to stop. Good round indeed. No bonus money for AGO. They'll still be able to buy, but they would have loved to get that extra 800 bucks. It would have pushed them into op territory.
That was a great individual play by Haji there. He's going to get the initial kill on the bomber going down. He assumes that, hey, the other T's are on the other side protecting him. I should probably make a little bit of play. We got numbers advantage. He pops himself through, finds the E-box guy, as well as the second planter, who's about to get that bomb down. Nonetheless, though, AGO, they will be buying up. No op on Snatchy's back, however. Let's see what they're able to do with this round.
Molly's going out early from the CT side as they double him up on T-Con. RPK also pushed back. PHR taking a little bit of damage. He's down to 91 early. But Happy, he's taken plenty more in exchange. 47 HP for him as the nade must have landed right in his breadbasket. Kiyoshima over towards Ivy.
Oh my God.
Taking that fight, but look at this lurk. Oh, God.
Oh!
Sneaky peeky. He manages to make it out of T-Con with
This
no
is
one
huge.
noticing. Does a ton of damage to Keo, forces him off of Ivy, gets the kill on the guy
Oh my
back train.
God.
That is a massive play. It requires Happy and RPK to come up with the clutch, and it's not going to be a simple play for them. They're outside the site. They can't really do much to
Smokes
stop
are
it.
fading, though.
Oh, I mean, AGO just has to play
Yeah,
this one
it's done.
smart. That's all they have to do.
Yeah. I mean, what I thought was going to happen was, well, if the second CT that was alive in that situation didn't get taken down, the smokes were starting to fade. Happy was probably going to find himself a kill or two maybe and allow the M4 to come back in out of Z. Unfortunately, though, AGO picking up that frag on that bomb train pretty much secure the round for themselves and that overtime point. This is massive.
I think one of the things right now for EnVy is Train's a rough map considering I don't really think they have a really strong pure op.
Okay.
They have a couple of flex players, like Happy and Keo can flex the op.
Yeah.
But I don't think that they're like the purest of op players. And I think in general they have a pretty good rifle as well. There's the pause coming in from EnVy. The good thing is they've got so much money. Like Happy's on 10K, so there's so much cash for them to fall back on.
Yeah, Train is one of those maps where you really like to have that dedicated opper who feels so comfortable with it in his hands.
And that's what AGO has.
Yeah, I mean, Snatchy, just give it to him, right? He's just, give me the op. Let me run with it. I mean, Keo, like you said, right? He's a strong opper. But, I mean, we've seen him do work with rifles as well. Same thing with Happy. I mean, they're more well-rounded players than specific players to a weapon. Snatchy, I mean, Furlan, we've seen them time and time again. It's actually going to be Furlan who's wielding the op, and that's because he's got the mid-spawn right now, so he's actually going to get aggressive towards that T connector, look for an easy kill.
I mean, a perfect example is like Torqued, who's playing at this as well. Torqued has
Kusta,
Steel,
Swag,
who can op.
Yeah.
AZK, who can op, but Kusta is really the pure op player on that team.
Yeah.
You actually have potentially 4 ops that could be in play because Swag is also
everybody
a good
except
op.
for Poyo likes to op.
Yeah, pretty much. And even Poyo could do it if he needed to, but ultimately the other 3 are stronger. But even still, Kusta's the guy you want to have the op in his hands.
100%. Furlan now taking down Haji. Kiyoshima trading that out, and we have a 4v4 situation here. I mean, PHR has made his way down to ladder. He might even be able to find a kill. Nope. Scream with a great smoke to just give him a little more control of that middle area.
Now, the good news is, even if EnVy loses this, they are still in the bracket. They move down to the lower. It just requires more Counter-Strike for them. Scream in position, trying to do what he can. Toao! A quick kill onto Keo. RPK, can he go big yet again? Groovy is close. 5 HP, the nade lands, but RPK takes damage as he just gets past the box on the bomb train. Happy with a missed shot and a missed flash as well. You're not going to get many opportunities. Oh, what a flashbang Toao gets in. And at this point, I would love to see him try to run that bomb inner, but I don't think he realized where Happy was at.
Oh,
Yikes.
he's getting shots here, but he's not finding kills.
Oh my God, they're toying with him at this point. It's like skeet shooting. Pull, pull. But unfortunately, the rifle is not true. Someone check the scopes.
Oh no!
Oh, this is not good. Happy has fired off so many shots without hitting, and somehow they still get to be. They pulled the bomb off bomb train to back 5. And then they went back to bomb train through Z, all off the shots missed by Happy.
Oh, man.
That is a disappointing end, to say the least, for the side of EnVy. Despite the fact that they had everything set up in that round, they just couldn't make it work.
That was...
I thought he had that.
I thought he was going to keep him alive
when the
too.
bomb came back, I'm like, oh, he's going to isolate this. It's going to be a 1v1 with the bomb down right in the middle. Like, perfect setup. And then it was just flying targets.
Yeah, that was
more
actually,
Scouts Knives practice, maybe.
I've actually never seen, you know,
so
like so many opportunities.
Like
so many opportunities missed. Oh man,
they weren't easy shots, to be fair. It's straight flying.
Shots, straight shots at the end of the day.
It's a little bit more difficult. And again, it comes down to if that was a true opper. Like if that's a guy like Snatchy, maybe he hits those shots. But ultimately, when it's a guy like Happy who's kind of just taking the op because someone has to do it, it doesn't work out well. It is a little bit unfortunate.
I mean, at the end of the day, AGO played phenomenal CS through and through. I mean, just point out the fact that Groovy had that inner ace on their CT side. That was so confident. That was really where AGO, I mean, you could tell that they started gaining confidence. Once you see your teammate frag out that big, even on the pass map that they ended with 2 4Ks, I mean, yeah, AGO, full confidence. It got a little bit scary towards the end. It looked like EnVy was going to mount that comeback, but I mean, it was too little too late by that time.
We've got Dan and the boys on the desk as well, ready to break that one down. Take it away.
Oh, something doesn't check out. Earlier you said they were gentlemen and I was not a gentleman. Now you're saying it's down in the boys. Bok, you just need consistency at this point, all right? You're letting me down, you're letting the team down. I'm unhappy. However, I am happy that I've just seen a fantastic game of Counter-Strike from AGO. As the casters quite rightly said, some impressive individual performances, especially Groovy getting that ace. Did you say he was 10-1 after 4 rounds?
Yeah.
That's just nuts. Absolutely insane.
And that's not even the first time this has happened. It happened even in the previous map. They just had like crazy early performances that have carried them so many rounds in a row. It wasn't until the 8th round that EnVyUs was able to pick up the first round.
I think Snatchy had an ace as well, right?
So did Groovy. Groovy, like what Evan was saying, Groovy had the ace on the inner site. And so there were 2 aces, so multiple individual performances all throughout for AGO. And it just set them up. And as well, they had their pistol rounds as opposed to what happened on Overpass, where Envy managed to get both of those pistols, even though that didn't net them any additional rounds. But AGO, sometimes that's what it needs, what's needed for train.
But what was different with AGO? Why were they winning those pistol rounds? What separated them from Envy, do you think?
I think they're just hitting their shots. I think they're just on, they're feeling it, they're in the zone, and they're in that flow. And when you're in that flow, you're really in that flow. Yeah. So I think it's just great performances, solid strategies, good all-around versatility. They had great defaults. Like, how many rounds did they lurk out T-Con on the T side and were able to pick up multiple frags from that position?
And obviously this is a big relief for AGO. They were second from bottom, so they're apart from LDLC, they were bottom of the table. They were below Envy. For them to now regain that place in ESL Pro League is, of course, a great relief. Did we expect it, though? Is this somewhat of an unexpected result, would you say?
Only unexpected in the sense that it went 2-0.
Okay.
It was 2-1 regardless, and honestly, if it came down to the 3rd map, it would have favored AGO anyways. I would have just expected that Envy had taken train.
Is this a different Envy than maybe the Envy that it should be, looking at some of these players on the lineup? When you look at the likes of Scream being there, Kiyoshima being there, for me, those are some of the greats in Counter-Strike that I've always respected and I feel like they should be performing. What's not clicking on this Envy roster? Because it hasn't been right all season. It's still not right now in relegation. Dare I say it? Could they even get relegated?
Yeah, I don't think they'll get relegated. They'll end up going against either Wendigo or Spirit in the following matchup. But you're right. They have everything. All the chemistry is there. They just need some kind of catalyst to make it fire off.
Would it be detrimental to them if they did get relegated, though?
Oh,
is there a world where it could happen? Do you think that, or are you saying there's no way Wendigo or Spirit?
There's a world where it can happen, absolutely. If it were to happen, I think Spirit would be the one to do it. I don't think Wendigo has what it takes to be able to take down Envy. But yes, there are possibilities of that happening today.
And then I would imagine, Strong Legs, there would probably be changes to come through. If something that catastrophic did happen, surely you have to look at the roster. Surely you have to make changes.
Yeah, absolutely. Which changes? I'm not really sure. I mean, I don't want to put it on Happy, but he's been pretty much asleep throughout both maps. He hasn't really had any outstanding performances. I don't really remember any rounds where he had like a huge impact.
That last round was super frustrating for him. Yeah. He had many opportunities to win that.
Yeah, and I think that last round is kind of like a telling sign that there's a bit of a fundamental breakdown, maybe a mental block, a psychological, some kind of hang-up happening within their team dynamic that's just not letting them perform to the level that they usually perform at.
Well, Envy unfortunately do fall to the lower bracket, but they are not out just yet. As we mentioned before, you need to lose twice before you're completely out, and you need to win twice before you can qualify for Pro League, and that is what happened. But unfortunately, though, it's going to be AGO for the fans of Envy. I know there's a lot of you at home, but they will be playing again later. Next up, though, is going to be Wendigo versus Spirit on stream. So if you are fans of either of these Mountain Dew League teams, they're going to be fighting for their lives in the tournament. The team that loses will be going home, but the team that wins will progress to face Envy for a chance to play in the European Pro League. So don't go anywhere. We'll be back after this very short break.